wallet. And today actually we are basically going to discuss about how to install the NixOS, because most important part of the programming language is here in case of Plutos, we have to do actually initially we have always trying to do in the online, but how to do in offline is the most important part, because online means we cannot do all type of wallet for creation of wallet, for creation of performing some task is very difficult. But if you do it offline, it will be very easy to understand. So today actually I just tell you how to install the NixOS, how to deploy the playground in your local machine. This is the most important part of the Plutos. Because until and unless you install anything in your local machine, it is very difficult to execute. I'll show you to online. But what happens whenever I perform some task in online, okay, because the online playground is not perfect one. So whatever the things I'm going to perform here or anything I want to modify there, okay, it will create problems. It will not perform the actual task. So all the tasks should be done only in the local machine. And also I'm requesting to all of you, also Narendra sir also told you to all of you also before that at least we should have installed Linux in your machine. Ubuntu, which is actually we are performing in Windows, it is not so compatible, not so easy to perform the task. But Ubuntu is the best one. We try to perform the task in the Ubuntu. So I just tell you, all of you, I'll always try to perform everything in Ubuntu. If those who have a Mac OS, they can also install in the Mac OS. I just give you the entire links also, where you can get the links and install in your Mac OS. Okay. So this is the first important part. Sir, good evening.
ଗାଁରେ ଅଛି ଟିକେ ନେଟୱାର୍କ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଅଛି ସ୍ଲୋ ହଉଛି ଆଉ
Okay, sir. ठीक. Okay. So this is the most important part is that we have to install the playground in a local machine. So process is how to do the process. Okay. So now today I'm going to share you the NixOS process, the installation process, the links where we'll get all the things. I've already designed everything in a notepad, okay, where you can get all the details. First, that how to install the node, because without installing the Node.js, we cannot perform any such task. Just like if you want to install any package, we need a package manager. So NPM is most important. So where will get the NPM? Because now you have to get the NPM through the Node.js. So you have to first install the Node.js. So after installing the Node.js, then what you'll do? Then you have to perform that how to install the GCHI, GSC compiler, okay, through which you have to install the NixOS. Then after that NixOS installation, you have to install the default setup. You have to set up the default, because when you try to install the GSC compiler, now the latest version will be updated to 9.2, 9.3, 9.4 or something else. But to execute everything in a Cardano, to run the Plutos, according to the standard set, standard rule defined by the Cardano, that the default GC compiler should be 8.7. Okay, and whenever we have to build any application, because we know that whenever we are running the application, in case of Java or .NET, everywhere, in the Java, whenever we are performing any application and to build, we have to build with the Maven. Same also, whenever we are performing the task, in case of Plutos, we have to build the application and the build through the Cabal. The Cabal build should be or must be installed, and it also default. It will set to a specific version. So we have to remember that what are the different versions. If we do not have that version, if we have version exceeding that, we have to set it to that version. First, we have to install it, then set it. This is the most important part of the NixOS. After that, we have to install the NixOS. So somebody will ask you what is an NixOS. So NixOS is also another type of a OS format. That is where we have to, because Nix is another OS which is specially and fully supporting the functional language. So that's why we have to install the NixOS. So in the NixOS, we have to perform all the Windows programming, all the Cardano applications programming. That is the most important part. So whenever we have to perform any blockchain programming or any smart contract through using the Plutos, so we have to need a environment, and that environment is your NixOS. Just like in Ubuntu, you have to use your terminal. Just like in Windows, you have to use your command prompt or PowerShell. Same also, we have to run or execute the Pluto's application in the Nix environment. And that's why you have to install the NixOS. And NixOS means NixOS is a specially OS which is specially designed for the functional programming language. Okay. So after that, we have to install the Pluto's apps. Then after installing the Pluto's app, then we have to go for the Pluto's Pioneer program. This is the most important part, because whenever you have to install the Pioneer program means that is given by the Cardano, that you have to perform all the tasks according to this. Means you have to learn the video files, you have to test the applications, you have to execute the program in your environment, the process, how to write the code, what are the different type of codes, what are the procedures, what are the different things in the Pioneer programming. Every week, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, every week it has been defined with some specific performance. You have to do here, you have to read it, you view the code, you have to view the video, then they'll ask you do a homework. You have to do a homework, because until and unless you perform your homework, you cannot write any code. If you cannot write a code, so you cannot do a project. So whenever you want to going to approach for a project one, so you have to learn the process, and the process are already defined in the Pluto's Pioneer program, which has been developed and designed by the Cardano itself. Okay. So now I'm going to just show you the process of how to install the NixOS. Okay. So just wait a minute. I'm sharing my video. Now you can see here. Just I'm opening in a notepad. Okay. All of you can see this notepad.
Yes.
Okay. So now, just I have to increase the font size so that it will be visible clearly. Okay, clear? Now it's clear.
Yeah, clear.
Okay, all of you. Okay, thank you. So now here you can see that NixOS installation. So whenever you have to perform the NixOS, so before the NixOS installation, first I told you that you have to install the Node.js. You can get Node.js anywhere. Just I am specifying the URL here, because in this Digital Ocean community, okay, where it will help you to install a Node version Node.js with different version, latest version or previous version, with updated version, everything. Whenever I'm going to type it, now you can see here, because Node.js means where? In the Google you can search it. Everywhere there is a Node.js. But this is the best one where I just giving you the process. How to install Node.js on Ubuntu 20.04. Basically we are using the Ubuntu 20.04, or you can also use latest version 22 point something. So 22 onwards, it will be the best one. Remember, old version 18 or anything else. Even 18 version, they make it updated to 20 version. Okay? So you have to remember this one. So it will be flexible to execute everything in Ubuntu 20.020 version above. So now here you can see that Node.js. Everybody, all of you know that Node.js is a JavaScript runtime. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss about what is Node.js, because this is the Node.js where you have to install it so that it will help you to install the package manager. And here it is a Node.js is a JavaScript programming, and you have to go for the server side. And while installing, so you have to remember, here we are giving how to install the Node.js. Sudo apt install Node.js. Just copy the command, paste it in your terminal in Ubuntu terminal. There you can install the Node.js. Okay, so you can check the version. If you will get the option, or you want to get anything npm, now you have to install the npm. So all the option is specifically given here in a step by step. So you can follow the rules and install wherever you need it. And mostly this is the part I am sharing with you in Ubuntu 20.04 version. It is not a version, but it is basically in Ubuntu. And I just request all of you to prefer the version above 20 or above. And 20.04 is the best one to perform the NixOS and all the applications. So here is that the type of versions of Node.js is there. So here you can follow the rules and with how to install, how to remove everything, every bit. You don't have to follow different sites to get the detailed data. Here everything is defined. So that's why this links I am providing to all of you. This is the best link where you can get everything, how to install it, how to uninstall it, how to update it, how to update in different environments. Okay, so here everything is specification is there. So now we just got it there. This is the first one is that we have to install the Node.js. In Windows also, you can also install the Node.js. If you are also doing the same, perform the same task. Okay, in Windows also, you are going to do the same thing. Okay, Node.js for Windows also, you can get it. Okay. You can download from the nodejs.org. So here is also Mac OS, Windows installation, and your current source. Here you can get it everything for Windows, for Mac OS, for Linux 64-bit, for Linux binary, for ARM. Everything is there. For Docker also is there. You can also install in the Docker also. Here you can get the Node.js. Okay, this is also best one where you can also get everything. This is the original version of the Node.js types. Okay, so now the first one we just get it that we have to install the Node.js for the npm package manager. Okay, so now because npm means Node Package Manager, the full form of npm is Node Package Manager. So whenever we have to install anything, we need first Node.js, then we have to go for the installation process. Now, the most important part is that because till now we have already completed the Haskell language. While performing the Haskell language, we already completed how to install the GSC in Windows, in Ubuntu, Linux version, in Mac version. We already all of you already installed anything because we have written some programming and we have already compiled it and run the programming. Whenever we are performing these applications, this is the most important part is that we have to follow the process. If you have already installed the process, so you do not follow this one. But if you have not installed it, then follow this process. How to get the installation? Because we have already told you that in the haskell.org, here you can get it, everything. You can get this command. If you install this command in Linux, okay, automatically the ghcop version will be installed. Now just I'm showing to you that here I'm going to type it here. Okay. Now you can see here. Here you can get it for Windows version, here, or if you want to go for Linux version, everything. Here you can see here. What is this written here? This is gcop tool. Once you install the gcop version, to copy this one, this is the part we have already given for Linux version. This is the call where we have to give in it. Copy this and paste it in your where? In the Linux or Ubuntu terminal, just like in just Windows CMD or PowerShell, just using the Windows PowerShell. Here, just like you are clicking it, simply click it, copy and paste it. Because this is a Linux version, it's not going to install in the Windows, and I have already installed everything. So you can paste it and press enter in case of your Linux terminal. Okay. So we have to follow this process. Second is that after installation, you can see that gcop. Gcop is basically what? You can see here, just I'm showing again here. Here, whenever you install the gcop, it will install the entire things, or entire the compiler, the Cabal build, the Haskell language, everything, the stack, everything will be installed. This is the graphical version. This graphical version we cannot visualize in case of Windows, but it can be easily visualized in Ubuntu as well as in case of your macOS. So basically we are using the Ubuntu, so I am explaining everything on the Ubuntu part. So when after installing this process, whenever installation, after completion of installing this process, now if you want to see it, so you can give it, you can check it that it is a which version. Either you can check it through the version, or after installation, you can see that what is the version of gcop, everything written, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, everything written here. So after installation, you can verify or check that what are the parts are installed here. So here simply you can see here, you can write it here in case of Ubuntu, okay, GHCUP TUI, remember TUI. If you need a terminal, if you need a graphical visualization, so GHCUP TUI, whenever you type in the terminal GSCTUI, so you can see here, this is the Windows, this is the TUI, you can get it here, everything. Now you can see here, tar, file, everything is installed. Okay, here you can see that number of GSC version is installed. Whenever you can find it that, if you find the GSC, it will install the latest version 9.2 or 9.3 or 9.4. Okay, and Kapal should be 3.6 or 3.7 latest version. So mostly important, we need this part, GSC and Cabal. But you have already installed in your system in Windows or Ubuntu, but you have not set it. You can have a GSC version with latest version. If you want to type it, you can type the GSC version where you can write it. Suppose in case of CMD, I'm writing here GSC. I'm just running the GSI where I can show you GSC hyphen version. Sorry. Okay, just wait, I'm showing you. Because Windows is the more UI, it will not going to open in the Windows. Because in Windows it has a problem. Okay, so suppose if you go for the Ubuntu, there you can see it all the version, and you can see that 9.2 or 9.8 version is there, and you can execute it. Okay. The second part is that we need the cabal. But after installation, you can see that GSC version should be above 9.2 or latest version. You should not have any lower version of GSC. You can see that GSC is the 8.4, 8.6, 8.8, 8.10. You should not have the double tick means the version is installed there. But if you want to install according to the rules of the Cardano, Cardano define that you should not have the latest version of GSC. You must have the defined GSC compiler. The recommended GSC compiler is 8.10.7, and we have to do it. How to do it? You have to install it here, because once you install the GCOP, you will get the version. But GSC version will be 9.2 or something. Suppose here the version will show that 9.2.x. Okay. But we need this one. That means 8.2 is not installed. So you have to install again GSC version. So you have to write GCOP install GSC 8.10.7. So you have to install it. After installation, so you can see that you have to set it to this, because if you will not install it and you think that you have installed the GSC version, it will 9.2, and you feel that old version will be there. No, it will only have the last version. To get the previous version, we have to again install it. Then we have to set it. After we set it, it will give the two double. Now you can see that two double tick is set, recommended. So you have to use this one. Double tick means it is this GSC version is now you have selected, and this is the recommended version. Remember, okay. So in case of same thing also, Cabal for Cabal, you have to also check which Cabal version you are. If you have an old version, suppose you have a Cabal of 3.2 version or 3. Some version, but you have to install the Cabal 3.6.2 version, then you have to set it. This is also recommended. Now you have to install this one and you have to set it. So this is the most important part of the Cabal. After checking the Cabal version, then you think that you have installed the specific requirements. Okay, these are the specific requirements to perform the NixOS installation process. Because if you have not installed all these things, you cannot install the NixOS. And if you try to install the NixOS, so it will have a problem. And if you have installed it, then also it will create a problem. So remember that we have to need all these things. Once if you have already installed, simply ignore the process. We do not have to follow the process again. Don't repeat it. Okay. Now all of you clear till now? Any doubt? Devasith sir, Sohan sir?
No, sir. All clear.
No, sir. No, sir. No doubt.
Okay, okay, thank you. Then install Nix from URL. Now, after the entire process is completed, the question is that how to install the Nix, because what is a Nix? Just previously I told you what a Nix. Nix is a OS. We need the environment of Nix. Just like Ubuntu is having its own environment in the terminal where we have to perform the task, or we need window environment to perform the window task. Windows, Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 11. So we need also that environment where we have to perform the tasks. So if we perform the functional programming language of Pluto smart contract, we must install the Nix cell. And to install the Nix cell, we need Nix cell means the environment where we have to perform the task. And Nix cell means Nix is a OS. because if you do not, a OS is having a cell. No other architecture is having a cell. A OS is always having a cell. So this means you have to get the NixOS from this nixos.org download. Now you can see here, just I'm typing here. Before download the command, just I'll show you what is nixos.org. Now you can see that. Now all of you can see here. This is what? This is NixOS. We do not have to install the NixOS. Remember, we do not have to install the NixOS. Otherwise, if you need a NixOS, you can also in Windows, or you can separately load in the NixOS in the Windows or in a virtual machine or in a different machine. Just like in Ubuntu, we are doing it. But we do not require NixOS. We only need Nix environment where to perform the Smoothos smart contract, and we have to install the Smoothos playground where we have to perform the application locally. Okay, this is the most important part we have to remember. Now, here this is the basis concept. So now we have to only perform everything from the nixos.org/download. Here you can see the download is there. So here you can see Nix package manager. Whenever you have to install the Nix package manager, here Linux, Mac OS, Windows. Now you can see that Windows environment is not going to run. You have to install with WSL2 version. In WSL1 version, it will not be installed. It will create problem. We have to do everything in WSL2 version, Windows for Linux version. So you already, if anybody know it, then they can install this process. But it will, I recommend you always try to perform directly in the Ubuntu so that it will be easy to flexible to perform the all application. So now you can see here for multi-user, for single user, for multi-user you can use hyphen domain. For single user you can use no domain. So we are going to perform in single user. So you can choose this one. So you can choose this one. Just I'm giving the link here. There you can get the link or you can get this one. So that means we need a single user performance. So you just copy it, paste it in your Ubuntu terminal. So NixOS going to install. It will take time. Okay. It will take 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, or approximately 1 day. It will not take 1 day, 2 to 3 hours, or maximum half an hour, depends upon your machine specification. Okay. So the process is you have to do this application. Now, after installation of NixOS, it will take some time. After completion of NixOS, then what you will do? The next is that you have to run the next step. But the next step, you have to use this NixOS in your computer. Because once you install, then it will, the NixOS will be available here. So you can get the NixOS, and after the NixOS, then you have to recommend it that what are the files to build the process. We have to create a mkdir to configure the file, because all these things will be directly configured into your Ubuntu machine. And inside the Ubuntu machine configuration, the NixOS will be installed. And you have to remember, whenever you are performing the task, you have to remember all these things. So then again, you have to see that ecosystem means this from hydra.isk. ISK means we already know that input output Hong Kong, where the entire the Cardano technology organization is performing the task. Just I'm showing you. Now let's see here. Here what you see here? Now NixOS, how to install the NixOS, Nix installation, Nix caches client from start with binary caches, everything, how to build Linux, everything is defined here. So here, whenever you have to configure this file, then you can check it and configure it in the NIX configuration file so that it will be easy to perform the entire task. Once you do the purchasing, then you have to install the trusted key, that is a public key, which is given by the ISK, so that you have to then install it and redirect this public key, redirect here to the NIX configuration file. Here, this is the NIX configuration file. Because we know that we have to redirect all these ISK organization or anything, everything to redirect to where? Redirect to the NIX configuration. Okay. So here also same thing, we have to perform this operation and we have to redirect it to the NIX configuration file. Now after that, if you want to check the NIX is installed or not, so you have to write it nix-env version. So it will show that NIX is installed and NIX version is installed and we have to start the NIX environment. Once we are getting the NIX environment, you can see that this is the NIX environment, we are going to get it. And after the NIX environment is installed, then what we will do? You have to start clone the prototype. Okay. So until and unless you have a NIX environment, you cannot get anything. You cannot run the Pluto's application in a normal environment because I told you NIX OS is basically used for functional programming language. It's a functional programming OS. It's a very old operating system. Previously it is used. So that's why though Haskell is a pure functional language, so it needs that environment. Okay. Any doubt till now? Devashish sir, Son sir,
No,
Arun
sir.
sir,
No,
Arthur
no,
sir, clear?
Yeah, clear, sir. Not at all. Right.
Okay. This is the process that I'm explaining you, but you have to do it. Once you install it, then you can ask me, okay, if you have any problems, then you can also just follow the rules and do the process. Now, after that, NIX environment, once you get the NIX environment, so now you have to install the prototype. So who told you that we need a prototype? So where to get the prototype? This is the Git. Because we know that everything is nowadays we are performing everything in a Git. So this is defined in the Git. So now you can see that I'm just speaking the URL so that it will be easy to understand. This is given by ISK. Remember that the complete, here you can see that in the Git version. So you can see here everything is given by ISK. This is the what written here. This is the Pluto's app. We have to going to install in your NixOS. Okay. So after installing the NixOS, then you can get. Now you can see here. What are the things you are seeing here? Playground. Now you can see that playground. We are going to install the playground in our local host. Because in the previous classes, I just show you our playground is where?
online.
Playground. This is online playground. Okay. But I told you that online playground means it has some problems are there. It has some limitations are there. Not problem, you can say that. It has some limitations is there. So if we try to perform the operation, so whenever I'm going to the testing, I have to compile it. Okay. Previous classes, just we have already discussed things. Then after compilation, we have to simulate it. Once you successfully compile, then you have to simulate it. Then after simulation, you can see that the number of wallets are created. Here, what's that? Retrieving fund, vending best fund. But if I do some operation here, any changes I'll made it here, or I want to create some slots, number of slots, how many time it will wait, number of retiring value of fund, then whenever I have to evaluate it, in the default one it will show you, but whenever I have to modify it, it will not show you the actual output. Because this is the only This is the process what we can see that this is the way the playground is installed. But if you want to install it in your local machine, then you can do the transfer. Now you can see that number of slots, slot 1, slot 2, here the transaction is done here. Whenever all the outputs are there, they are on spent. All the inputs are spent. Here this is called input. So that means these wallets are spent. If it will return their output, then you can see that wallet is unspent. So I'm not going to discuss on this thing. So what I told you that, so whenever you have to install this Plutos, so you will get a playground in your local machine. Remember, you have to get a playground. Plutos application framework, and here you will get a playground where you can perform your task. Okay? Clear up to this?
Yes, clear.
Okay. So now, next is, once you get the playground, so you can also do the task. But how to do the task? If you do not have a knowledge, if you cannot code it, you cannot write it, you do not have a knowledge in Plutos. So I just recommend you, all of you, you follow another GitHub. Okay? You have to create another folder called Plutos Pioneer Program. Remember, inside the Plutos, so you have to again back to the normal position. Here, what you can see that this is the another URL, Plutos Pioneer Program. I just show you the links. This is also a GitHub given by IOSK itself. Here in the Plutos Pioneer Program, okay, these are the lectures. You can see that part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6. Now, after completion of this, then you will get a homework. You have to write it the homework. Where you write it? You have to write it in a playground. But if you try to do in the online playground, it may not be successfully working. Okay? So we have to perform. Welcome to introduction, UTX model, building an example of code, auction contract in UTX model, auction contract on the playground, then homework. Then in the lecture 2 also, part to perform. If you read complete this one, then again is a homework. In third, again you have to read here, we need a Cardano testnet or a mainnet. The server will be needed where we have, just like in the Java, if you want to install or you want to run the Java just like your subnet, JSP or your Spring Boot, we need Apache server. So until and unless you need a Apache server, it will not going to execute application. So here also we need a server where we have to install it. So we have to install to and deploy the Cardano testnet. Remember that this is the biggest one. Whenever you want to install the testnet, it will take 1 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day. Okay, it will take also 1 month to install the entire process in your system. So this is a long process. So this is we have to read it from this one. Then the lecture 4, where also you have to learn the another part, lecture 5, lecture 6, lecture 7, lecture 8, lecture 9, lecture 10. And here are the code sample examples, and we have to testing it. It's the same thing, everything is code samples written here, and these are the exercise what we are going to do it. Week 1 exercise, week 2 exercise, week 3 exercise, all the homeworks is given to you. You have to perform the exercise. So remember that whenever we have to perform this particular file will help you how to execute the program. Suppose it will give you the welcome to introduction part. When I click the introduction, now you can see that IOSK itself, one of the person is going to explain you the detailed features of the program. Now you can see here, just I'm skipping it here. Okay, now welcome to the introduction PP. Now here is that iOS given. Is the director of input output. Okay. The QA sections, everything will be given here. So now all of you clear. This is the process how to perform the all the things. So you, all of you, you can see this and follow the process. Okay? Okay. Clear, all of you? So now the process we have already built here. Now, after this, we have to follow the navigations. Whenever you want to perform the Pioneer programming folder, inside the Pioneer programming folder, I just show you that there is lots of weeks are there. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. Then here inside that, first we have to go to the week 1. Okay? Inside the week 1, we have to first make a cabal build here. This is the process, because once until and unless you build the project, it will, the repository will not get the output. So we have to first cabal the project, we have to build this one. Then according to that, again we have to go to the protojar, go to the main, then git checkout main, then go to the pool, then you have to pull the application, then after pulling, then you have to git checkout this one. So we already know that GitHub in case means whenever you go for the checkout means you want to pulling to your local machine. Okay. So now after that you run the NIX shell using this command and your NIX shell is started. This is the entire process how to perform the Bluetooth application in a NIX shell and how to install the NIX shell, and the entire process I just detail show you the different process of how to install the NIX shell. Okay? Anybody, any doubt till now?
No, sir.
Hello?
Clear. Yes, sir.
Okay, any doubt, anything else till now? Because this is the process of installing, and until unless we have a NIX shell, we cannot perform any task. Okay? So this notepad I'm going to share you the NIX shell installation process. Sorry. I'm going to install it. Okay, so just upload it so you can get it download and do the process. If you have any doubt or anything else, then we'll discuss further regarding all this thing. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And you have, I'm just also repeatedly telling all of you that you have to follow the Ubuntu. Otherwise, if you have a Windows, then you have to install WSL 2, not 1. Inside the 2, you can do the operation also. Okay? So it will help you to perform the task. Okay. Till now it is clear. Anything? Any doubt? Anything? Because
Yes, yes, sir. Clear.
okay. So now the entire installation process is going to over. So it will be uploaded. You can download it and you can also do the process. Okay. So now we have to today we have to close the session, and the next things you have to do the process. If any have any doubt, then we have to discuss in the Tuesday. Okay. Then after that,
Yes,
there
sir.
I can show you on the playground how to perform the task. Okay?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yes, sir. Okay, okay. Thank you. This is, sir, we have to close the session.